What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another episode of To Invest or Not to Invest. Today we're actually taking a look at the Speed Champions theme, finding out what it's all about, seeing if it's worth maybe investing in, and if it is, which ones we should maybe, take a look at. This is also going to help with the collector as well, because the last thing we want is for a set to retire on us, and then we end up having to pay an arm and a leg to get it. Anyways, this one should get interesting, but enough talk. Let's get right into it. And the first example that we'll take a look at is the 75870 Chevrolet Corvette. Now I'm just going to mention this going forward, that this is not professional investing advice. Invest at your own risk. Getting back into the set, it came out in 2016 and it retailed for $15 US. Now what is it going for nowadays? This set is going for $75. That is insane. Incredible gains. This set has increased exponentially in value, and I was very surprised to find out how much these smaller sets are going for. But you may be saying, Ty, this is one example, it's maybe a shot in the dark, a fluke, and I get that. So what we're gonna do is actually take a look at a couple more examples. The next one being the 75878 Bugatti. Now, this set came out in 2017, so we're moving throughout the years just to give you guys a better view of this theme in its entirety. And it retailed for about $15 US. Now, nowadays, this set is going for $90. Again, crazy gains on these smaller sets. What I love about them is, again, just their size. You don't have to worry too much about space. You can fit them in a small area, and they appreciate quite a bit. So great investment overall. Let's now move on to the next example. And that is the 75887 Porsche 919 Hybrid. Now this set, it came out in 2018. So again, moving through the years, and it retailed for 15 USD. Now nowadays, this set's going for 48. So again, great gains. These sets are so small. They're very detailed little vehicles though, and that's part of the reason why they're doing so well on the aftermarket. But you may be wondering, okay, what's the worst case scenario? What's the worst amount of money that I'm going to make on one of these sets? Well, let's take a look at a couple of those. And the first one of those examples that we're going to take a look at is the 75884 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback. This is actually one of my favorite cars. So this set came out in March of 2018 and it retailed for $15 just like the rest. Nowadays, however, it's going for about 26. So you're still almost doubling your money on these little sets. So, I mean, you can't go wrong investing in these, but let's actually take a look at a couple more just to get a little bit better view. Let's say you went with the 75885 Fiesta M Sport WRC. This set again retailed for 15 US, came out in 2018. Nowadays, it's going for $29. So worst case scenario, you're at least doubling your money. And again, I think this set, along with the Ford Mustang, are just going to continue to appreciate as the years go on. Let's actually now take a look at a couple larger sets. And the first one of these that we'll take a look at is the 75874 Chevrolet Camaro Drag Race. This set's going for a bit more. It's not crazy as far as the price goes. It retailed for 30 US when it came out back in 2016. Nowadays, it's going for 142 USD. So you don't have to worry about buying the slightly larger sets. I guess they're twice as big as, the other one, which makes sense because $15 to $30. You don't have to worry about it. You're still going to make money off, these medium-sized sets, I'd say. Let's actually take a look at one larger one, being the 75883 Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One Team. Now this set retailed for 100 US back in 2017, and nowadays it's going for 182. So you can make money off the more of $100 size sets. Maybe not quite as much as the smaller ones, but they're still not a bad investment. What I'm basically trying to get across is you can't go wrong basically with any of the Speed Champion sets. It just depends how well you do. With the sets available, sometimes you're going to really do well. Other times you're still going to do good, double your money, but sometimes you can actually quadruple your money as we've seen. Let's now take a look at a couple sets that I think maybe we should invest in and hold a lot of promise. And the first one that I think is maybe worth the investment is the 75892 McLaren. I'm just going to say any of the 2019 Speed Champion sets I actually think are really strong investment choices. since they're probably going to retire soon, since most of these sets are on shelves for about a year and a half, at least from what I've been seeing. This set came out in January 2019, and apparently, according to Brick Economy, take this with a grain of salt, it's going to retire at the end of 2021. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to do that, but as we've seen with the previous models, they all last about a year and a half. So this one would take it to being ripe for retirement, considering it's been out actually for about over 2 years. So definitely a solid choice. Let's now move on to the next. Being none other than the 75891 Chevrolet Camaro. This is actually another one of my favorite cars, and much like the last, it came out in January of 2019. Apparently this one is going to retire at the end of 2021 as well. Again, solid choice. It retails for only $15 US. Let's actually now take a look at my favorite Speed Champion set, at least that's on shelves right now, being the 76898 Gen 2 Car and Jaguar. This set just looks so good. I love the teal for both these vehicles. And actually, just so you guys know, a number of these sets that I've been saying to invest in, I've actually bought them just recently. So I firmly believe that these are actually good choices, as well as I bought a couple of them for my own collection as well, right? But this set, the only negative is it came out in January of 2020, and it retails for only $30 US, so it's not a big investment or anything, but apparently it's gonna retire again at the end of 2021. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I could see this being out for longer than that. However, I think this is a very unique looking Speed Champion set, and definitely a pretty safe purchase if you're hoping to invest in it. And if you are a car guy and you really like this set, buy it now, because I think this one's going to appreciate a ton. And a couple others that I just wanted to mention before we close out this video is the 75890 Ferrari. I think that's a safe investment, as well as the 75895 1974 Porsche 911. Both those I think are also very solid investments. Again, any of the 2019 sets I think are gonna do really well, and I think they're gonna retire shortly, considering these sets are out for about a year and a half, 2 years generally at most. Sometimes they go for longer, but generally let's just say they're out for about 2 years. Overall, looking at, doing a little bit of research, I have to say I think Speed Champions is actually a very solid investment. I'd actually put it up along with modulars, but the difference between Speed Champions and modulars is these sets are considerably, well, they're way smaller, and it's not much of an investment price. You don't have to worry that much about storing them. Overall, I think it's a very safe, solid choice. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. If you guys think Speed Champions are worth the investment or not. Maybe you actually have experiences selling these sets. I'd be anxious to know how that's gone. But overall, I think that they're pretty good. But again, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. But yeah, that pretty well does the video. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future to invest or not to invest. We do a number of different themes, and we really get into the guts of it just to see how well these sets can do on the aftermarket. But yeah, that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.